All right. It's your favorite political innovator here, David Washington, with another compelling episode of Ground Zero Florida. So, what we have today here, when a party machine reboots, who really holds the power? The old guard or the new wave? Key leadership changes shook up the Democratic National Committee in 2025. Stakes rose as party strategists aimed to maintain control while balancing grassroots momentum with establishment priorities. New faces, fresh strategies, and evolving power dynamics signal pivotal shifts in democratic politics. So let's take this head on. And I'm not going to beat up on the Democrats too much in this one. Just kind of lay out the facts. Now, it's 3 weeks into the Trump administration, several months since the defeat of the Democrats in the House, in the Senate, and of course, their presidential nominee, Kamala Harris. Democrats are on the ropes, if not already down and out. Donald Trump has signed several executive orders, not several, many, 70, 100, I don't know, many executive orders limiting the scope of government and finding huge savings in the process. From signing executive orders, maintaining that men cannot play in female sports, to created the creation of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, going into government agencies, finding the waste, the fraud, and savings of American tax dollars. We've also seen them pardon or commute the sentences of the January 6th rioters. Unfortunately, Elmer Stewart Rhodes was part of that group. I got a thing about that. I got a thing about E. Stewart Rhodes, but that's a different story for another time. I've done some podcasts in regards to that. So it's a mixed bag for me. I like the idea of the Trump administration. Thank you, Mr. Trump, for moving forward or looking at reasonable regulation of cryptocurrency and also strengthening the U.S. position in AI. Now, saying that, Democrats, where are the Democrats in all of this? I'll give you a moment to kind of shout back at your device and let me know. They're nowhere, really nowhere. But you may say, well, they're making speeches, they're marching in the streets. Well, the liberals, let's put it that way. But what about your Democratic representatives? Sure, they're outside the U.S. aid office, pointing fingers. Maxine Waters, I see you. Representative Waters, respectfully. I see you, Congressman Maxwell Frost, on your phone while Maxine Waters is pointing her finger and one of the security officers or employees of the USAID. But that's it. Everyone went home for the weekend. They watched the Super Bowl. Nothing's really changed. I see the lawsuits. There's going to be a fight in the courts. We'll see how that plays out. Of course, we'll see everything rise up to the Supreme Court. There has been a halt on the impoundment of the citizens' birthright issue, impoundment on what President Trump can and cannot do in regards to spending the money that different departments under the executive branch can spend. So there's a lot going on, a few victories here for the liberals and the Democrats, but major victories for President Trump. All the while, the Democrats rely on their seasoned establishment Congress people to take on leadership roles. Unfortunately for AOC, she did not get the oversight role that she was looking for to be chairperson of. Instead, it went to a veteran whose time has come to take over the leadership. Thank you, Representative Nancy Pelosi. Why is she still there? San Francisco, do something. New blood. I know she's a great fundraiser. She's established. And Representative Pelosi, Senator Chuck Schumer, and there's also the old breed in the Republicans too. But man, you've got Vice President J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, the young blood. Unfortunately for J.D. Vance, and this is a side, President Trump did not give his full-throated endorsement of Vice President Vance to um, replace him when President Trump's term is over in 4 years. Yikes. Here we go. That's going to be fun. The jockeying for that presidential nominee. Oh, wow. Nomination. That's going to be fascinating on the Republican side. As far as the Democrats, I can't even tell you who's a viable candidate who can be the candidate for not just Democrats, but for all of America, that most Americans, enough Americans to vote for and allow the Democrat to win the presidency. I really can't point at a particular hopeful on the Democratic side, except for the mayor of Milwaukee. Just putting it out there, sir. Just putting it out there. So, but with the Democrats, I was watching their convention. Not too hard because Democrats again are, if they're not on the ropes, they're down and out. And I watched their convention and read a little bit of it, and you know, one thing that stood out was the doubling down of Democrats in the woke cultural war. If that's where you're going to die, if that's the hill you're going to fight on and die on, more power to you. More and more Democrats will be leaving the party. It is what it is. The party left me. I left the party last year. The party is unidentifiable to me. And it seems like it's a doubling down, the tripling down on losing. And that Democrats seem to promote their losing candidates, their losing strategies. They fall upwards, and it's hard to believe that that happens, but it does. Here in Florida, Nikki Fried, the former and now the current, I mean, she was reelected as the Florida Democratic Party chairman. She lost seats. Republicans have a super duper majority here in Florida, in Tallahassee, the House, the state Senate, the governor mansion, the Supreme Court, the constitutional officers, most of the counties. But she keeps her job. The treasurer, who lost bigly here in Orange County, is promoted to treasurer. Make it make sense. Really make it make sense. The structure is just mind-boggling. But regardless of that, you look at the whole debate over the vice president, the vice chair of the DNC, and poor Jamie Harrison, having to stop the proceedings to say, hey, since we have candidates who are male and candidates who are female, we need to have a candidate, a representative who's non-binary. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why do you have to make it so difficult? Just a vice chair. And congratulations to Kim Martin for bringing it home for Minnesota, now elected the chair of the Democrats. He was the chair of the Democratic Party in Minnesota. They go by a different name. And another establishment candidate for the Democrats. I was hoping that it would have been Ben Winkler of Wisconsin. I watched his work throughout the Scott Walker years. And it's kind of disappointing that the Democrats are repeating the past to create their future. And in our other podcasts, From the Margins, with Jimmy Alfon and myself, we talked about what the chair of the DNC, what power, what authority that person has. And in essence, it's not much. Just raise some money. Have a decent strategy. Regardless, there's a lot of work ahead for the Democrats. And right now, voters are becoming more and more leery of the two-party system. They're tired. More and more people are identifying themselves, at least in Florida, as non-party affiliates, independent, other parties. 90 million, estimated between 85 and 90 million American voters, eligible voters, did not vote in the 2024 presidential election. 90 million, more than the votes received by, of course, Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, more than the 77 million votes received by President Trump. So if I did not vote, was on the ballot, I did not vote, would be president of these United States. Where's the disconnect that politics is having with those who did not vote? And there's many reasons, I'm sure. Maybe, there was an illness. Maybe they did not get registered in time. Maybe X, Y, and Z. I don't know. I do know of one circumstance where, a couple recently moved from one state to another, and they just failed to re-register in the state that they live in right now. It happens. However, they were eligible to vote in their other state. And it's unfortunate that those two votes were among the 90 million. I understand. Life happens. Life interrupts reality. It happens. But 90 million eligible voters. What part of either party's message is not resonating with Americans? And that's what I want to get at. That's where I want to go. I want to talk to, communicate with, have correspondence with that 90 million, or as many as I can. But I want to know what prevented people from voting for president. And if those individuals, if engagement was an issue, I'd like to know, how can we change that? Because I truly believe there are some others who may say, David, no, we'd rather not have as many people vote. However, I truly believe the more who participate in our representative democracy, the better. The better. I'm a proponent of representative or proportional representation. Demagogy, is that how you pronounce it? Demagogy? I'll look it up. Proxy voting. I like that at a local level. I like that. So, to my fellow Americans, Those of you who voted, thank you. Those of you who did not, maybe make an effort to do so next time. In regards to the Democratic Party, you've got very little options there. The party needs to recover. They need to find their bearings. They need to find their message and their relevancy. Because right now, it's difficult. I know it's very difficult for you Democrats, being Democrats. However, information's out there. Take 5 minutes out of your day, listen to a podcast to be better informed about what's happening in your world today. We talked about Project 2025 a year before it became a thing. No one was listening. We'll be talking about the next effort to end abortion, going after mifepristone. I can't believe I remember that. I can't even tell you the lyrics to "They Not Like Us." Is that it? I don't know. Kendrick Lamar, though, I do know the artist, the rapper Kendrick Lamar. But however, man, if we're going to have this two-party system, I like to see an even fight. Make it competitive, Democrats. And as I've stated here in Florida, it's going to take at least a decade. And I said that about maybe 2-3 years ago. So we're about 3 years into that. We got 7 more years before the Democrats become relevant again. And we're here. We're here to encourage civic engagement and make our world a better place for everyone, and just get people interested in the fact that politics is important to us. And we're finding out in these past 3 weeks just how important it is. So if you like, or if you don't like what I said, please don't hesitate to comment. We love to hear what you have to say. We love to engage you in conversation, respectful conversation, and tactful conversation. So please comment. Reach out to us across our socials. Email us, text us, message us, whatever. We're available across all the major socials, our website, and email us. I respond to just about every email, every message, every text, every comment. There are some times where I just let the folks have a debate amongst themselves. The folks who were debating the 14th Amendment on the episode, I think it was for what was it, David? From the margins. So just say, hey, you guys go for it. Talk about it. Keep it respectful, and we encourage the decent, honest, transparent, and tactful conversation. So please like, share, hit the notification button, and spread the word. I'm David Washington. This is Ground Zero, Florida.